Hello everyone, and welcome to my video about starseeds. What is a starseed? Technically, we could say that everyone is a starseed, but right now, the way we could say this is people who it's gonna be mostly kids now. And people under the age of 30 like me, who recognize that they have a soul which came from another star system. For me, that's basically Arcturus. For most of the adamant people on YouTube, it's they're Arcturian. I've noticed, because we just want to bulldoze through stuff and break things apart. And so the idea is we're children of the stars. We're a seed that's, you could call it that, the soul, a kind of a seed, like when the egg and sperm meet, and something grows, something fractals out from that. So a starseed is simply a person who happens to become aware of their star quantum nature. So it's not like that there are certain people right now who are alive who are different than others. That used to be the case. There used to be some humans who were literally genetically different or more advanced, with psychic abilities and that kind of thing, maybe 50 years ago. But now, if you are alive still, you've evolved to the point to which you can be alive in the world that we live in. And so in order for you to be doing that on the planet right now, you have to be compatible with the ascension process so far. So that's wonderful that all of you are, because you're watching, and I'm very happy that all of you are with us, especially those of you that honk at me and make weird voodoo dolls trying to kill me. I'm so happy that you're here with us too. And the weird gray things that say they want to shoot me, and they're great too. Speaking of protection, one thing that I've noticed, carrying around this crayon right here, carrying around this book like it's the Bible, is very protective for some reason. It's almost like it's the Bible. Crayon book 12. With the nice shimmery indigo aura and everything. I think right now for the Starseed, so Crayon is wanting to encourage the Starseed. So Starseed is all of you, everybody. But a Starseed is going to be the person who notices that something's different. So, right now, because you are alive, yes, you're a starseed of some type. Perhaps in some obscure areas of the world, maybe some things haven't changed magnetically, so that there are still some older versions of humans, but mostly now everybody's shifted onto a higher wavelength. So everybody is a starseed. All of you are, especially if you are still alive, basically. That's the criteria. Still alive? Yep, starseed. And that is because we volunteered to come during this time, because imagine not knowing what you know and trying to go through this. Before, I tried to commit suicide because I didn't know what was going on. Now I understand all of these things that I did not understand before died, and have so many things that I need not fear, that it is incredible. So, also, speaking of where I am, I'm at the library, and I am actually recording this now on my normal phone, because it got given back to me, but then the internet died, and so I thought, okay, no, you're not gonna stop me there. So what I did is, those last two videos, what I did is I went to the library and uploaded them at the freaking library, because I was just determined to have my voice be heard, and I'm not sure if I'll have to come back to the library to upload this video, or if I'll have to, do it all from phones that are old and disappearing. In the meantime, also, I want to show you some art that I did on the way here. It looks like I have a lot of spiritual painting ability. This was one of the first kinds of drawings that I did, this is kind of your classic Arcturian look, right there. Then one thing that I did today, which I think this is really kind of spacey looking. This right here, you can't really see the shimmery pastel, but some of it got kind of messed up, the splotches, because of the way this fell down on it. I guess that kind of changed how some of it was, but well, this is a very interesting piece, I think. Then did another one here. This, I think, a little overboard in the background, because the background, you see, I was trying to get so many colors in there that it turns everything gray, which is kind of a joke with the grays, because they are very rainbowy, but all the rainbow gets confused upon itself and it's all turned gray. So, this was another one. I think it's, if you're someone, say you do you like to draw cartoons, or you like to make music, or you just like to compulsively write. I was like that, like compulsive writer type. Or if there's something that you like to do, even though it makes absolutely no money, simply do it, and you'll find, you may find that things try to stop you after a certain point, that you hit a certain point where you get criticized or disowned for wanting to smell the roses, or have the government watch you for wanting to make a video about what a starseed is, or everyone that walks by you is wearing sunglasses, and half of the people are walking in some sort of other dimension, and there are shadows of them all around you. You are definitely not alone. Know that the Galactic Federation of Light has everything under control. They were prepared for this kind of thing. They were hoping, I think personally that they were hoping that it wouldn't be like this shocking, this jarring, like the way things occurred in my town. Things happened, bam, overnight almost. Where, people might have, known vaguely about chakras, or heard yoga teachers talk about it, or heard of what yoga even was. But it was like, it was almost an overnight transformation, where I lived with the dark side, And so basically what I was taught is that with the dark, for some elemental reason, you have to fight back a fire with fire, or I believe earth and fire, because earth puts out fire, something like that. I have forgotten a lot of my Wicca knowledge. Kind of wish I would remember it now. But one thing on that note, remember that the knowledge that you have, the innate knowledge you have as a light worker, will always supersede any kind of mirror magic or whatever. Because mirror magic is just refracted light. It's just all physics. So when you see it as the point of view of the scientist who is designing the system, that changes the entire perspective to where apparently before, when I would walk by these people who were possessed with reptilians, they would throw some sort of hex or curse at me, which would cause a fracture in one of my joints, something like that. And now that doesn't happen. It's like they'll try maybe, but it simply doesn't happen. I think it's like I started to just become immune to them, to whatever it was that they were doing. So as your frequency rises, it appears that while it can be useful to learn about these techniques, which I'm finding that, okay, I'm going to have to figure out, you know, what are they doing with the string and the this and the that and the mirror on the wall. Like, this was kind of funny. This one guy who I knew was supposed to be watching me, came up, and they're all wearing sunglasses now. I believe for two reasons. One, I believe there's something like a camera or a microphone, something in the sunglasses, something that tells them what to do. Two, I believe it's just to shield their eyes, so that they're protected from me doing like some sort of spells or something on them if I knew how to do whatever the heck they were doing. But I'm finding that I did have to get a book to actually, you know, learn some of this stuff, or something, you know, trying to figure out some of it, because this is pretty freaking weird, and just darn annoying. Just the dark arts are freaking annoying, and, you know, apparently you keep your friends close and your enemy closer, so, well, whatever, alright. Fortunately, I do have a great horned owl as an animal. Not as a primary animal, but as an animal. And I didn't know about any of this stuff when I was introduced to her, so I didn't think of her as evil. I would ask her several times, I would ask her, are you evil? Because of how owls are. And she would just say that these ideas do not pertain to us. So the best way to think about it, for starseeds, now, okay, starseeds, that means everybody on the planet, as Cryon has finally said, he finally just used to, you know, come out and said it, yeah, you are the ETs, you, the human people, are the extraterrestrials, you all have some sort of extraterrestrial DNA at this point, you've all been hybridized to some extent, so that you could all ascend. That's what's going on. But no matter what biology you have, your spirit, it integrates with that, but it also can completely supersede your biology. So I was born into one of the reptilian type bloodlines where the Greys and the reptilians tried to hybridize somehow, and domination, power, sex, awesomeness, yeah, something like that. And I'm you know, some sort of rare offshoot of the whole thing. I don't think I'm somewhere directly related to all of this, but as my great-great-grandfather was the distant relation. So, with all of these things, as it was pointed out to me, oh, you're RH negative, that's so special, you're reptilian or whatever, and I would think, oh, okay, I'm human, I'm a being, I'm a person, or whatever. No matter what kind of biology or hardware you enter into this place in, your spirit has the ability to supersede it. So, from now I have more understanding of this. This is really funny. I think some people are going to find this pretty funny. When I was a kid, I used to wonder if I was a psychopath. I knew that there was something from my father that I inherited, like the Luke, I am your father type thing. There was something evil that I'd inherited from my father, and it had to do with why I was so smart, and that it was like some sort of weird genius evil mastermind thing. And I, just didn't know what it was. And he was a electrical engineer, computer engineer, really, 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 really smart, but also incredibly sadistic, incredibly sick, total sicko. And so I actually would feel this part of me in myself every single day. Every single day, I would feel the urges that a person born with that biology has to want to kill stuff, or, I had this joke, so I would say, I want to kill small animals. That would be this joke I had. Wanting to throw things everywhere and curse and scream. Apparently I was a very colicky baby where I screamed all the time. I don't know what that was about. Well, I was in a pretty bad environment, so that's probably what that was about. But, so for Starseeds, all of us have hardware designed for our missions. We designed it, saw it over before we came in to do it, pretty much. We saw the general course of how things were going to go before we came here, saw the different options, the openings, the possibilities, the different timelines, how things could go. And right now, yes, we are on a path of world peace, which is wonderful. I think there might be some entities that are having trouble with that, so because they're having trouble, I wish them love and light. Now, with Starseeds who are not Starseeds of a pure light source entity, or an entity that's thought of as a pure light source entity, that gets tricky, and that's where the moon is involved and such. That the moon, remember, is refracted sunlight. So the source of the universe is light and love, like I said in, I think, one of my first videos. Light and love in a push-pull dynamic, what I learned when I was imprisoned with Crayon's 12th book, the way he would keep talking about the duality, how there had to be the duality, this kind of center that kept going like this. And he told me, just imagine these two things in this yin-yang kind of vortex with each other, and you will live. And it worked. So I'm going to say Cryon's right, because those guys, they were so shocked. I said to one of the nurses, I said to one, you know, it looks like I think I'm the only person who's been in this sort of situation and been discharged, because I was wording it very carefully, because, you know, if you said, oh, so I'm the first person who's fought back and lived, if you said that inside of a psych ward, you know, you'd just get called more crazy. So I was very careful about how I worded everything, because I knew that there were cameras everywhere. And she looked at me hard, and so I said, so I'm the first person in this type of situation to be discharged? And she just said, yes. And I thought, okay, awesome, good. So, other Starseeds, we must help each other through these times. Even the light and the dark Starseeds, it is so painful for me to watch. Like today, there was an Arcturian. I could see the guy was was Arcturian, maybe 17 or something, and like a big 10-year age difference for me, like all you guys are, and he had gone dark and was just there, kind of just to be, like, be the telepath, and I just looked at him and shook my head. And I said aloud, we take care of our own, and I kind of walked away. Like, kind of like, just don't play that with me, not even one of my own, like, don't even, kind of thing. It's very difficult where, well, to quote the person who stole my phone, putting labels on things. So, if we're all one, why are we being bitchy about, the Greys did this, and then the Reptilians are doing this, and then the Arcturians are saving the day, yay, and, and being arrogant about it. Well, the Greys are way more arrogant, and this is sicko-sadistic, so don't complain. Who knows what else extraterrestrial races are out there, oh my god. Well, looks like it's a new world that we live in. I think we should all be sharing our stories. All Starseeds. We need to get out there and get connected, get mobilized. Form an army, for lack of a better term, but not an army in the traditional sense of an army, but an army of light. And I know that we all know that, but it's encouraging when we make, currently third-dimensional contact with each other. So, like Bob Marley would say, Africa unite. Starseeds, no matter where, who, which type, whatever, that means the world and everyone that exists. Unite. It just so happens that the side that I'm on has good ideas for it, but we don't have to do that. But I know the fact that I'm still alive is a statement of some sort, so let there be light. And let there be love. Blessings. Namaste.